Happy Monday, good evening and welcome to Sunset News, the show that brings you news, community stories, economics, weather and sports. I am Diana Master. Let's get into the news tonight. A train with 3 locomotives and around 23 wagons loaded with manganese ore was involved in an accident near Kolmanskopi between Aus and Ludritz. The 3 locomotives all overturned and the wagons passed them. However, no wagons overturned. 3 people were injured in the accident. The seriousness of the injury or the cause of the accident could not yet be confirmed. Namibian beef exports from the northern communal areas do not carry foot and mouth disease and pose no risk of introducing the disease in the market countries, in particular the Ghanaian market. This is according to Agriculture Minister Karl Schlittwein, who said that the ministry has learnt with dismay of the malicious allegations circulating on social media about the safety of Namibian beef products exported from the NCA abattoirs to Ghana. These offensively false and malicious representations were allegedly propagated to Ghanaian authorities by a group of Namibian commercial farmers whose identity is still unknown to the ministry. However, Schlittwein said that the ministry is in consultation with the relevant Ghanaian authorities to verify these allegations. He said the allegations and efforts to jeopardize market access for Namibian beef into Ghana had been brought to their attention through the Binational Commission meeting held in Accra late last year. It was resolved that they are groundless and the matter was thus resolved, and continued market access for Namibian beef into Ghana remains uninterrupted. Schlittwein said that the allegations made are indeed a deliberate false misrepresentation and the ministry condemns it and their agitators. Namibia prides itself as a premier producer and net exporter of free-range quality and disease-free beef products on the back of the world-class veterinary, phytosanitary and food safety standards. He said that the government has put in a strict livestock production and animal movement regulatory framework and vaccination program, as well as investing in abattoir facilities in the NCAs to provide an environment for safe and reliable market access for producers in these areas. All beef exports from the NCAs are exported under the commodity-based trade from the export-approved abattoirs based on the World Organization for Animal Health standards. Getting into our next story, MTC last week announced its partnership with sports betting giant PST Bet through a mobile app that will help individuals sign up and become authorized MTC e-voucher vendors for reselling to the public or for personal usage. The app enables users to purchase airtime, electricity, water, and gaming top-ups and is available for Apple and Android users. During the launch, PST Bet co-founder Nelson Hayter said the app was conveniently designed to assist users with business and personal purchases. The app that pays for each transaction, whether you're using it for personal use or you're using it for business purposes, it's an app that brings convenience to you. Using the app, users can purchase products and services such as airtime, electricity, pay water, and gaming top-up, he said. MTC could not disclose the overall cost involved in creating the app at the time when the Namibian Sun approached them. MTC's General Manager of Product and Enterprise, Elton Katangolo, said the company welcomes a partnership of this magnitude. As we continue to expand our distribution network and launch new services, we are confident that this partnership will continue to drive value for our customers and shareholders, he said. He added that the e-voucher system offers a significant improvement over traditional scratch cards with no expiry dates and discounts on airtime purchases. Customers now have the convenience of accessing MTC airtime at PST Bet shops as well as transferring airtime value between e-dealers, making it easier and more convenient to resell airtime from their phones. This year, Namibia will be celebrating its 33 years of independence in the heart of the Omusati region at Otapi town. Preparations are underway for the country to celebrate those whose blood waters our freedom, says Omusati Governor Eginas Njala. The celebration will be held at Olufuko Center. It's an honor for us to host the people. We are looking at it in twofold: excited to celebrate and a time to mourn and take a trip down memory lane, Njala said. Njala said when they returned from exile entering Otapi, it looked like a ghost town with little to no business activities happening in the area. Today, the town is abuzz with investors on a daily basis. When we came from exile, there was no town. One would spot the traditional authorities office and a post office. Now Otapi is the capital city of the region. So much growth, he said. A chance to reflect, Njala said the celebrations are also a chance for the survivors to reflect, as others are not here to see and reap the fruits of their hard work to gain independence. He said the celebrations will also serve as an educational platform to help young people understand the past and how it ties into the future. Njala said there is a perception amongst the youth the celebration is a waste of time while they continue to wallow in poverty with very high unemployment. We cannot blame the youth that they don't understand. Plans are there to reduce the level of unemployment, but it's important we come together and celebrate how far we have come as a nation, Njala said. They expect to host at least 12 to 15,000 people, and some will be international guests joining Namibia in remembering the heroes and heroines who lost their lives through the liberation struggle. Closing off our top story, sports rap journalist Jesse Jackson Kauraitha spoke to the president of Namibia Triathlon Federation, Mr. Roald Spagenberg, regarding the Africa Triathlon Cup taking place in Swakopmund on the 25th of March 2023. Let's take a look.
Well, March is just around the corner. It is actually just a day after tomorrow, and an important event slated to take place, that is the Africa Cup Triathlon. But I have someone who will be able to share much more on that.
Hi, yes, thank you very much for the opportunity. Yes, so the 25th of March, the second annual Africa Cup Triathlon sprint distance to be held in Swakopmund.
Definitely in Swakopmund. It is the second time, right? Last year we witnessed the same launch here at the same place. Do we expect some international participants?
Yes, we've got a field of about 45 international pro athletes that will be attending from 14 nations across the world.
Wow, wonderful. 14 nations across the world. It doesn't get bigger than this. Do we have any sponsors on board to make sure that this event is smooth and covered for?
Yes, events of this size is not possible, and I would like to thank RMB for making this possible, and also Prosperity Health. Then also we've got a Dio Pharma, that's our supplement sponsor, Money's Bike Mecca, that'll be providing technical service for our guys on the day. And then the MTC Dome that made available their facilities, and also the organization team. Thank you very much for the opportunity to work with you guys.
Definitely. So all entries have been done, it is closed, and we're just ready to go.
No, entries are still open. Although we have such a big field, entries are still open till about a week before the race. So about mid-March, entries will close. We do expect some more entries to start flooding in now that the event is finally launched. We only went out on social media over the weekend, and then today is obviously our official launch of the event.
It is indeed the official launch of the event. So we hope to see you there. It will be a great event, I guess.
In our Community Talk segment, we take a look at the Community Skills Development Centre's Arts and Crafts Centre that hosted an art and design exhibition and sale with sunflowers as its theme.
Please, put on your safety belt, sir. It's very important for your life.
The seatbelt doesn't make me drive comfortably. Yes, that's better. Please wear your seatbelt. I did not.
Our Community Talk. The Community Skills Development Centre's Arts and Crafts Centre hosted an art and design exhibition and sale with sunflowers as its theme. The exhibition showcased artwork of all types, new, pre-loved, framed, unframed, and more. Beatrice Schultz, entrepreneur and Swakopmund ambassador for Future Females, officiated the event with her opening speech. Desiree Casas reports.
It is my great pleasure to welcome you to this art exhibition showcasing the beauty and the symbolism of sunflowers in support of Ukraine. Sunflowers have long been revered as a symbol of hope, loyalty, and admiration. They have been used throughout history as a representation of the sun and its life-giving energy, and as a symbol of positivity and resilience. Today we gather to celebrate these beautiful flowers and to show our support to the people of Ukraine. As we know, Ukraine has faced many challenges over the years, but its people have always shown remarkable strength. The sunflowers on display here today are a tribute to the spirit and a reminder that hope and beauty can be found even in the darkest of times. As we admire the stunning work this evening, let us take a moment to reflect on the power of art and the ability it has to inspire and uplift. And when you look around you, you will see the unique techniques of each piece. We have fashion, we have crochet, we have charcoal, we have pencil, each one giving a unique way of uplifting. So ladies and gentlemen, don't be shy, dig deep in your pockets. Dig deep in your pockets. There is an art piece for everyone to walk away with this evening, ranging from $100 all the way to the upper amounts. But don't be shy, dig deep. Yes. So, let us be reminded that even in the midst of difficult times, there is beauty and light to be found. Let us be inspired to continue supporting Ukraine and its people and to work towards a brighter future for all. In closing, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to all the artists that contributed to the pieces here this evening, and to all those who have worked tirelessly to make it possible. Your dedication and commitment to this cause is truly inspiring. Thank you for joining us here this evening, and thank you for making this a possibility. And before we close off, I would also like to give a very, very, very big thank you to, of course, Gotv, our center, for availing this space, and also to Ms. Olga, yes, for putting this initiative together and creating this space for us to come together and support one another. One of my favorite proverbs in Africa is that when you go alone, you go fast, but when you go together, you go further. And that is the beauty of community. It is the ability to come together, to complete one another, and to support one another. Because we all know, even if you look at your hands, each one on its own as a finger would not have reverence. You cannot look at your thumb and say, I think I should cut it off, because it has purpose. And together, we all come together to be that hand. So thank you for being here this evening. Dig deep in your pockets and let us support Ms. Olga and this exhibition at heart in order to give support to the people of Ukraine. Thank you.
In our story of the day after the break, we take a look at employees of the National Housing Enterprise, the state-owned enterprise charged with addressing the countrywide housing shortage, and they are on a strike.
Yo, Joe, what's up, man? Congratulations on your new promotions, man. Give these men a drink.
Coming right up. Hi, Joe.
Please drive sober. I didn't.
Employees of the National Housing Enterprise, the state-owned enterprise charged with addressing the countrywide housing shortage, are on strike and making their dissatisfaction heard. The strike officially began on Friday, but this morning, Public Service Union of Namibia, Uyama Kaangoro, was present to give this context and insight into the current industrial action. Algeto Craig reports.
negotiations started for salary wages improvement. The workers initially demanded 7%. The company responded with a counter offer of 2.5%, 2,500 cash payout per member once off, which was rejected by the workers. In ensuing negotiations, in actual fact, an idea came from management to pay 60% of basic salary once off, which the workers agreed to, which was rejected by the board. The former board, I understand now. Then we came to a 15,000 once off payment, it was rejected. The workers revised their demands down to $10,000 once off cash payment, which was again rejected by the board. This organization called NHE is highly dysfunctional. So the workers are on strike. The management team is sitting there. They don't have a mandate to talk to the workers. The person or the structure that must give the mandate is refusing to give the mandate, number one. Number two, refusing to engage by himself. The responsible minister, both the Minister of Public Enterprises, Shimi, was also copied in, Honorable Shimi. They are also quiet. The only thing that they are communicating is no work, no pay. We will retrench the workers. Those are threats where the executives went on an all expenses paid. And they claim it's a company that is supposed to build 1,250 houses per year, but only managed to build 600 houses in 5 years. The management is having management meetings at hotels. Instead of having it here, there's a boardroom here. CFO was appointed on a different criteria than the one that was advertised. The main reason for this strike is not only the 7% salary increment demand, but it's about governance, how this company is governed, and the workers' fear for their job security. Because they are not convinced that 2-3 years down the line, with the current behavior, this company will still be existing.
Let's get into our economic news. South Africa has been grey-listed by the Financial Action Task Force, an intergovernmental body that sets global standards to combat money laundering and terrorist financing. The watchdog's decision signals to global banks, financial institutions, and investors that the country is not fully compliant with anti-money laundering and terrorist financing standards. Grey-listing is expected to hike the cost of doing business in South Africa by increasing the amount of due diligence companies have to carry out. Let's take a look at the economic indicators. The Namibian dollar trades at $18.40 to the US dollar and $19.44 to the euro. Against the pound, it trades at $22.04 and 2 Namibian dollars 64 cents by yuan Chinese yuan. Zinc is down by 1.31% and Brent crude oil is down by 0.57%, trading at $82 US dollars and 67 cents per barrel. Now, let's take a look at our international news. Israeli settlers attacked Palestinian villages in the northern occupied West Bank after 2 settlers were shot dead by Palestinian gunmen. 1 Palestinian man was killed and more than 100 others were injured in the overnight violence near Nablus, the Palestinian Health Ministry said. Dozens of cars and houses were also burnt, according to a local official. It followed the killings of the 2 Israelis, brothers from a nearby settlement along a highway. The Israeli military said it was continuing to search for the Palestinian who shot Hillel Yaniv, 22, and Yagal Yaniv, 20, and that it had moved in extra troops. Earlier on Sunday, Israeli and Palestinian officials had pledged to de-escalate tensions at a summit in Jordan. Videos posted hours after the summit ended showed a large crowd of Israeli settlers entering the village of Hawara, about 46 kilometers south of Nablus, lighting fires and throwing stones. A Palestinian official who monitors settlements in the Nablus region, Ghassan Douglas, told the Palestinian Wafa news agency that 30 houses were damaged by stones and 15 burned down and that 15 vehicles were torched. Settlers also set a ban and 3 vehicles on a fire in nearby Burin, as well as a house and a water tank in Asira al-Kabalia, he said. The Palestinian Health Ministry said 37-year-old Sameh Aktash died after being shot in the stomach during an attack by settlers in Zatara. Now let's take a look at the weather predictions. Katima will be sunny at 34 degrees, while Rundu is also sunny at 36 degrees. Partly sunny weather is expected along the coast with a high of 22 degrees in Walvis Bay and 22 degrees in Henties Bay. After the break, we get into our sports news. Stay tuned.
AgriMonitor is jou weeklikse landboukundige program wat jou die jongste nuus in die landbouverwante bedryf en onderwerpe wat daaraan gekoppel is, bring. Vir enige advertensie of nuusverwante navrae, kontak agrimonitor@synergy.com.na.
You're watching Sunset News. Let's get into our sports news. Coaches in the FNB Women's Super League expect the standard of football to improve as players get more game time. The FNB Namibia Women's Super League is picking up steam as teams played their second and third matches of the season. Some of the teams, however, once again suffered heavy defeats, conceding over 6 goals in a single match. This was the case during the first weekend when some clubs conceded the same number of goals. Namibia finally broke the stranglehold that the United Arab Emirates had held over them in 6 ODI clashes since 2020, winning their one-day international at the Dubai International Stadium by 7 wickets on Saturday. The hugely important win for Namibia in the ICC World Cup League 2 puts them back as narrow favourites to hang on to third place to secure direct entry into the World Cup qualifier in Zimbabwe later this year. Still with cricket, Imperial Wanderers 2 bagged Cricket Namibia's 40-over First Division trophy by 122 runs versus the Shaheen Titans at Wanderers in Pioneers Park on Saturday afternoon. The Titans won the toss and rightfully bent the hosts in to bat first. Wanderers reached 215 runs for the loss of 7 wickets in the allowed 40 overs. The Titans could unfortunately only manage to answer with 93 runs all out in 33. However, the Wanderers were under pressure in 19 overs with 6 wickets down for 76 runs. But then Gerard Lotta stepped in to take control of the duel at number 7. He chased 9 fours and 4 sixes to the boundary for his 102 not out from 74 deliveries with ease, while the rest of the batters only achieved 8 boundaries among them. We'll take a quick ad break and return with the highlights from today's broadcast.
Please adhere to the speed limit. I did not.
Thank you for staying with Sunset News. Let's take a look at the highlights from today's broadcast, just in case you need a quick recap. Namibian beef exports from the northern communal areas do not carry foot and mouth disease and pose no risk of introducing the disease in the market countries, in particular the Ghanaian market. This year, Namibia will be celebrating its 33 years of independence in the heart of the Omusati region at Otapi town. Preparations are underway for the country to celebrate those whose blood waters our freedom, says Omusati Governor Eginas Njala. The celebration will be held at Olufuko Center. In sport, Namibia finally broke the stranglehold that the United Arab Emirates had held over them in 6 ODI clashes since 2020, winning their one-day international at the Dubai International Stadium by 7 wickets on Saturday. And with that, we've come to the end of the broadcast. Make sure you join Sunset News on Facebook and all the NMH platforms on weekdays, as well as on our website, Oneuptwo.com. Sunset News screens on Dstv channel 285 and Gotv channel 94 every weekday from 7:30 to 8 p.m. I am Diana Master, and this has been Sunset News. Don't end your day without us.